Hi, everyone. I want to talk today about our episode with Jonathan, where we discussed themes around shame for men in particular. And I want to say that I've been so heartened by the enthusiasm and participation of the men that have been on our show and who have been vulnerable and expressive of their feelings. I do hope that it helps our more tentative male listeners to see how possible it is. And it's interesting because we live in a time where men everywhere are being more emotionally intelligent and expressive. It's great. But we still also have a strong chronic and systemic current of men feeling that they need to be silent with their pain or violent with their pain, actually. For today's deep dive, I want to talk about something that struck me with Jonathan about the push pull of his internal monologue, we'll call it, and his identity as an athlete, because that really played a role for him. And athletes are always striving to be better, and that's not a bad thing. So I was thinking about this idea of trying to be better and thought it was worth mentioning that shame is also not a bad thing when it's healthy shame. Now, humans do have a strong pull towards self focus and self preservation. These are very important things to our brains. I read a book once and it said, quote, "Your brain doesn't give a fuck if you're happy. It cares about keeping you alive," unquote. And I always love that. For some reason, it resonated with me. But I do want you to think about how healthy shame is one of those natural mechanisms that helps you to strive to be better. Feeling shame after bad behavior can motivate you not to do that thing again. Healthy shame can motivate you to apologize or make amends or take positive action on something. It can even lead to self compassion, something we talked about on the show. If you can talk yourself through the shame and understand, if not even forgive, the thing you feel bad about. And I think we label some feelings as bad: shame, anger, sadness, fear, guilt, etc. And we do this because they feel bad. I get it. But the actual feelings themselves are normal. They're inevitable. As Mr. Rogers would say, they're mentionable and manageable. And like every other feeling on earth, they can be information for you to use to trigger some awareness and even potential action on your part if needed. And this is not to say that hard emotions are easy to cope with or aren't capable of causing immense pain and impairment in your life. There is absolutely unhealthy shame, and I'm happy to get into that at another time. Because that unhealthy shame is what keeps people from speaking up, from feeling okay, from having healthy relationships, you name it. Now, I say this with obvious bias, but good therapy is a very effective tool to work through unhealthy shame. Just putting that out there. But for our little time together here, I guess I just wanted to briefly put out there that maybe we could stop thinking of some feelings as bad, and that there is sometimes real information we can get from those feelings to enhance our perspective. That's it for this deep dive. So if you want to hear more on this topic or be a guest on the show, email us at theunrelatingpodcast@gmail.com and interact with us on our socials. We like to hear from you.